In this tutorial, I want to share with you three important components you need in order to succeed in your next job interview. The first thing I want to share with you three key things that make you smart, right? So when you have the knowledge about these three aspects, which make you outstanding in an interview, you've already separated yourself from every other person. Now, secondly, I'm going to tell you some of the keywords you can incorporate while you are having a conversation with the interviewer to make you stand out. Lastly, I'm going to give you three key questions for you to ask at the end of your interview. Three key questions you can ask your interviewer at the end of the interview to make them understand that you know exactly what you will be doing and you understand the assignment. So let's get into the video for today and start learning. Now, the first thing which you want to pay attention to when you are attending a job interview, number one, is to dress smart. Dressing smart is a very key component. Number one, it tells the interviewer about your standard. And secondly, it also tells them about the fact that you care. Now, what does dressing smart actually mean? Does it mean you need to be in a suit and a tie for men and a fancy classic business dressing for women? Not really. Now, for men, the first thing you want to pay attention to, you want to pay attention to a very clean haircut, right? A very clean haircut and dress in a shirt. Now, it's not compulsory that you need to put in on a tie, but then you can put on a jacket on top of a shirt to really be business casual. Now, I'm putting the setting more in the Scrum environment where you're going to be interacting with more developers, right? But if you were to go for an interview in a bank, definitely you want to put on your tie. But I'm putting this setting in a more of the agile environment where flexibility is the key. Now, if I were to dress like this, as I am presenting this video, I am definitely very cool. Now, for men who kind of try to figure out what's the best outfit I can wear, you realize that white is a very simple outfit and it makes you really, really, really stand out. So that's one of the aspects you can choose. You can choose white. Blue is also very outstanding, right? And makes you also stand out. Some of the colors I would not really recommend for men. Multicolors, right? Multicolors, they're good, but then I would really rather go for a very plain color. Now, for the ladies, business casual, it's good. Now, you want to make sure that for the ladies, you want to make sure that you're dressing it formal, right? Formal. What does formal mean? Formal simply means that it covering right up to your neck. So you cannot wear something where all your arms are exposed. Okay, it might be good, but for the interview, not really good. Okay. This is taken into consideration why you've been interviewed, how you present yourself. It's very, very important. So the first thing is that dress to impress, dress, show that you care about the job, and also talk about your standard. Now, the second thing, which is very important, and a lot of people ignore it, is that they don't take time to research about the company. Right, you need to take time to go to the company website, look at the company history, where they actually started, look at the different product. Now, these help you to answer the question, why do you want to work for us? You must be able to give them something tangible, right? Don't just give any generic random question, oh, I know your company has a great culture. No, look for something specific. You can tell them, oh, great. Why I was going through your website, I figure out that you focus on XYZ value, or I figure out that you market this product, and then this is how my skills can help market this product. Very important. Now, the third thing, which I think it's also a very powerful thing to think about, is the tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself. What is the secret to nailing your tell me about yourself? Now, I'm going to give you a very smart formula on what should be the different composition of tell me about yourself, right? Which is one of the reasons every time you come here, it's a fresh knowledge. I know I've done a couple of videos on tell me about yourself, but remember that what? It's a continuous learning. So what I'm giving you now doesn't discredit what I've given you before. It's just an opportunity for you to add more and become more stronger. Now, there's a formula called sit, like I'm sitting down on a chair. There's a formula called sit. And when you use this formula, it helps you to make sure that your tell me about yourself is outstanding. Now, sit, the letter S stands for skills. You want to talk about your skills, right? Secondly, the letter E stands for experience. Your skills, your experience. The letter A stands for achievement. And then the letter T, tell them about the type of person you are. Now, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes when they say, tell me about yourself, and they go all about and start describing all the Scrum events and blah, 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 and what they did here and what they did here. No, that's not important. Tell me about yourself. Hello, my name is Francis, and I have about 10 years of work experience carrying across XYZ. My experience in the Agile or in Scrum has been in XYZ. Some of my key achievements have been to blah, blah, blah. And this is the type of person I am. I'm someone who pays very close attention to details too. Now, I'm going to pause here. Why am I going to pause here? I'm going to pause here because most people say, oh, I'm detail oriented. I pay attention to detail. And then they ask you an interview question and you're asking them to repeat 5 times. So you need to be very careful when you use this word because they can also work against you, which is why taking your time to prepare, it's very important. So all of these things only come into place when you have effectively prepared. Then you can put this down to make sure that you're going through that interview successfully. Now, I'm going to give you some of the powerful words you can use while you are having a conversation with the interview. Remember, I will always tell you that make your interview conversational. So definitely not fun for those who will write something, try to memorize it, and then replicate that, right? It can show that you're definitely not natural, right? So you need to be conversational. Now, I'm going to give you some of the key words which you need to be ensure that you are incorporating in your conversation to make you stand out. Remember, this is a leadership position and you're expected to use leadership word. Number 1 is business driven, right? I'm a business-driven person, right? I'm business-driven, which means that you pay attention to result, to what the business wants. Number 2, I'm result-oriented. I'm a result-oriented person. It means that when you set a goal, you are paying attention to make that goal is achieved. Number 3, I'm self-disciplined. Self-discipline. Someone doesn't have to remind me to do something. Number 4, I'm enthusiastic, right? Enthusiastic simply means that what? You are motivated. When I say motivated, your willingness to learn, your willingness to engage, your willingness to know, your willingness to drive through the process. Number 5, problem solver. I am a problem solver. So when you incorporate some of this, where you realize that your vocabulary stand out. I'm a good collaborator. I'm a good team player. I operate well in a team, right? Number 7, creative. I'm a creative individual. I easily take initiative and drive them through. And then the last one, we say that what? I'm an independent person. Independent simply means that what? I have the capability to be able to take initiative. We realize that most of these words are interconnected, but then they help you to be able to stand out while you are preparing for your interview. Now, I'm going to give you 3 main questions you can ask the interviewer at the end of the interview. You want to pay very close attention to this. Number 1, what is one thing you think I can do in this role to help the team succeed? If I happen to be the person joining your team, what is one thing you think I can do to help your team succeed? Right. Number 2, the second thing you want to You want to also ask that, can you share with me more about the team I will be working with if I get hired? Would you mind sharing with me one thing or more about the team I'm going to work with if I get hired? Right. And then the third powerful question you can always ask is that, what advice would you give to the successful candidate you want to excel in this position? What advice will you want to give to the successful candidate you want to excel in this position? All right, perfect. So these are some of the top questions. When you ask this question, it makes them understand that you understand exactly what is needed. So never end an interview without asking powerful questions. All right. So if this was definitely helpful, make sure you share it, drop a comment so that I can know that this is helpful. I create more of this content. Now, you want to also check and make sure we're connecting on LinkedIn and all the social media experts. And most importantly, if you're someone you want to be able to be part of a super team, a part of a great mastermind, part of a great community that help you stay motivated. A lot of people quit because they are lonely in their journey. A lot of people quit because they think they can do it on their own. Now, the power of mastermind, the power of working in a group of people that are working towards the same direction cannot be underestimated. And you want to make sure that you belong to a powerful community that can support you. Now, you can check in the description. There's a link on how you can be able to join a fantastic community that will be able to help you to drive through your success. I'll see you in the next video. That's going to come up on Thursday.